to work. Now you see the word is manna. After this manna, after this lifestyle, when you read through the entire Matthew chapter 6, you find Jesus trying to correct some basic Christian practices. He talks about alms, if you've read that whole chapter. He talks about fasting. Then he talks about prayer, because prayer is one known language that enables you to interact with spiritual realities. That's how all religion prays. Prayer gives opportunity to communicate with spirits, either spirit of God or, of course, other spirits. So when he began to hear the way they were thinking about prayer, he said to them, excuse me, let me save you and give you a guide of how to pray. And then he said to them, pray after this manner. So what you find as the Lord's Prayer, they are not prayer points, they are prayer guides. Pray after this manner. So every time you approach the altar of prayer, recognize the sovereignty of God as a father. And no father denies the cry of a child. So recognize that you talk to a father. No matter how bad you are. You know the prodigal son? The father was waiting out there to receive him any days he shows up. So you must recognize that you are talking to a father who will not reject you, who will not throw you away, and who is a guided source. And after recognizing his fatherhood, then know that this father is a king and he has a kingdom. That's our trust in this week. Is that okay? He has a kingdom. Thy kingdom come. Everywhere there is a king, there will be systems, there will be policies, there will be rules and regulation. Is that true? I'm a prince from my own village. So I'm supposed to be the current king, so I have a little idea what it looks like. I deal a lot with kings. So I enter all manner of palaces. Some very dreadful, some very normal. You step on certain places, like one of the kings, we went to, he had an issue and he sent for me. And then the abore, if you don't understand Yoruba, that, I don't know the English of abore, but that is the spiritual head. Is that well understood? The spiritual head of the community told the king, it is forbidden to share the secret of the land with a stranger. And I have come with our pastors and some of our brethren who have driven. He's a first-class king. I'm not giving you any detail more than that. So they have a deal because the king says, I have told him to come. He has arrived. We can't say he should go back. And then he soaked the hand of the king in some deadly waters after some incantations. And said, once the man of God come, just hold his hand and shake him and be greeting him for about 5 minutes. He will drop dead. How can you invite me to come and pray and then you want to kill me? Now this is a life issue. It's a true story I'm telling you. And then we arrived and he had oh man of God, how was the journey? Asked me all manner of questions. So after a long while of holding my hand and gisting with me, he tapped me and said, you're a man. I said, Kabisi, what's the meaning of that? I said, we'll talk later. So he said, now I can tell him the secret of the land? They said, yes. So he opened up and showed me all the altars they sacrificed to and the things they used to sacrifice to them. The most frightening one for me was one of the altars that must take a human life every day. Are you hearing me? So here am I. So after showing me, there were 21 altars As we went round with all the high chief and the arborer himself and the king and said, this altar, this is what we use it for. That's what we use it for. And then we had 21 excursions. So he said, now, the king was talking to me. The land is before you. What do you say? Can I pray for you? That in the days of your rising, you will be strong. So I said to the king, we're doing a very few simple thing. I said, prepare for me another altar space to make the 22nd altar. The arborer shouted, AWOL, it must never happen. The king says, I have spoken. Prepare it. You know, it was then, even me talking, I was just speaking by the Spirit. I did not know the implication of what I was saying. Are you hearing me? I was just speaking by the prompting of the Spirit. Then the Lord said to me, you don't know what you have done? You have canceled all the 21 altars. Because in the spiritual realm, they operate by odd numbers. It's either 1 or 3 or 5. Now they got 21. You are bringing 22. Because that 22 will become 1. And that will be the only standing altar. I didn't know the implication. You see, it's just good to follow God at times blindly. You don't know what is going to be the outcome, but he says so, just do it so. That's the life of this kingdom. So after I did that, raise an altar with a cross, and I said, King, you will appear here for 7 days every morning. And you call on the God of heaven and tell him your desire. And that's all you need to do. There will be peace in the land, and there will be peace in your palace and kingdom. Then we left. As soon as the king was escorting me to the car, and we tried to start the car key broke into powder and pieces. Then the king said to me, Reverend, am I worried? One can check you will know. No more. I also know. Because I'll be